week we're doing haddock in tomato sauce, and I'm going to add a few spices to it as well. Recipe: I've got 2 slices of haddock, some garlic, 2 garlics, an onion, a lemon and some chilli pepper, and main ingredient tomato sauce. These 2 slices of haddock were bought from Leeds Market, and as you can see they're fairly good quality slices. They've been skinned, so they should be ready to use. They've also got this silver backing on, which I don't know if we can remove. If that's the thing, we'll leave that on. And to start with, what we do is score down these slices with a knife, just to let this sauce sort of introduce itself in. Score down both slices. And then we can start preparing tomato puree. The ingredient I'm going to prepare is chilli pepper, and these are seriously strong things, so you need to be really careful when you're using these, because they are extremely strong, and if you've got young children you're best off avoiding them altogether. So obviously you don't put an entire whole one of this into recipe, so what you do is first take stalk off and end, and we'll slit this down middle. You need to wash your hands after you've done this as well, because if you rub your eyes afterwards it'll seriously sting. And these are what pepper sprays are made out of. Right, so once we've pared it in half, there's our chilli pepper pared in half. And one thing you must never do with this is leave any part of this in mix at all. So what you do is, I'm not entirely sure how to use these, I'm not really 100% sure on etiquette of using them, so I'm not a big fan of them myself. So I'll just take a forkful of tomato puree and so introduce it to chilli pepper like that, just to get some chilli pepper onto it. And there is one or two bits of residue on there. Well, it's far from it actually. So once we've introduced this chilli pepper to tomato puree, we then put it into puree mix. We then just drop it into puree mix like that, and you can throw that away or use it again. Next is stuff is garlic, and we're going to peel that. Peel this skin away from it. Peel out the skin away. Chop it down the middle. Once you got it, paper skin off. Then you're left with your 6 ends of garlic, which you need to chop these up. Just chop these up finely, as finely as you can. Once you finally chop the garlic, then we add it to some amount of puree mix. In fact, I'd be better off with a transparent bowl for this. Put it all into a transparent mixing bowl, you can see it down there. So you put your 6 cloves of garlic into some amount of puree mix. Then you need to add your onion in. And it's just a standard straightforward onion which we peel and chop. And again, when using these onions you've got to wash your hands afterwards. It goes without saying, it's basic health and safety. Always wash your hands afterwards. Sting like mad if you like. Particular job that I don't enjoy dealing with onions. Eyes are starting to sting a bit. So that's onion finely chopped and peeled, or as finely as possible. You can actually buy jars of sauce in the supermarket, but you can't beat making your own sauce, and that's where individual taste comes in, because you can put in what you want. And once you've got onion chopped and peeled and your eyes are stinging a bit, it's a mixing bowl. Just put onion in there like that. Well, best bits. Put your onion in. A bit more tomato puree. At this point it's up to you whether you want to add a lemon at this point or not, but I'm choosing not to because it might sort of overtake taste a bit and whack it out. Now for the fun bit, got one of these hand food mixers to mix all ingredients in with. Just a basic hand blender. You can get them for about a £5 in Argos. Right, one note of caution here. When using a hand blender and onions, it tends to spray a bit all over the place, so you need eye protection for this. A much safer bet when doing this would be to use a blender with a lid, but seeing as I don't have one, I'm going to have to improvise some sort of eye protection for this. Okay, I've got my head completely covered with a towel, and I'm going in with food mixer just to show you how it's done. should do it. See what I'm doing again. Yeah, working with one of these and the mixers and onions isn't very safe at all. I'll focus a bit there. And that's what you end up with. You end up with your tomato puree mix, all nicely mixed up. There you end up with your tomato puree mix, all nicely blended and mixed up. And it's always nice to show ingredients you've been using, so if you want to do that, we'll do this afterwards. We'll sprinkle a few bits of onions on top. So we've got to Hadoc pieces. Oh, we've got 2 Hadoc pieces. They've been scored down middle. I'll remind you to do that once I've changed focus again. Once again, your best thing to do is score your pieces down middle like that. Then what you do is you sort of ladle on your mix or your sauce. Ladle on your sauce like that. And you cook this for about 20 minutes to half an hour. That's what I'd recommend. On gas mark 4, just to let all ingredients seep in nicely. And you can use your onion as a bit of a garnish, just to show your guests or whoever ingredients you've been using, and it's always nice to do that. I'm only going to do one of these Hadoc pieces, and other one I'm going to dress that with lemon. It's just your ordinary bog standard lemon. Again, you know, these are fairly bitter fruits, so after dealing with this, you've got to wash your hands thoroughly. Hold it away from yourself. As you can see, there's a lot of spray coming off this. So I think the best way to do it is to, if you can see it, like, score it down. Score down lemon with a sharper knife than I've got. And you can probably see spray coming off that. And if it goes into your eyes, it can sting pretty bad. So you want to be wary of that and score it away from you, just for safety's sake, with a sharper knife that I'm using. It's a bit like peeling an orange, but 10 times as nasty if you get some of it in your eye. And just lightly peel that white bit. Because once you've peeled your lemon, you then want to slice it. With a sharper knife than I'm using. Thing isn't ideal, it's a bit blunt. You need a sword edge kitchen knife. just drizzle that over your haddock. Drizzle it over haddock, and if you want you can drizzle it over that, but I'm not going to do that because it'll probably knack at flavour. And use half a lemon drizzling it over, and you save other half to garnish it afterwards or drizzle it. Squeeze it over there, and you put this in oven gas mark 4. It'll probably take about half an hour to 40 minutes, or you can use full gas mark if you want, but results won't be as spectacular. Half an hour in oven on gas mark 4, and it's completely done, and it's looking okay. What you might want to do is squeeze a lemon over bare fish which haven't been covered, and there you have it. Haddock and tomato sauce. Thanks for watching.